All right, hello and welcome. So this topic is something that's been discussed a decent bit in my chat. Well, it certainly was yesterday when this update came out. If you watched the live stream for the dev live stream for Diablo 4, there was a lot of talk about the paid stuff that's going to exist in the game. And I've seen from other areas of the internet as well that this is a question that keeps coming up, and people keep talking about this whole pay to win Diablo 4 thing. So I want to talk about it, and I want to basically, I guess you could say, set the record straight or explain exactly what's going on here so that you are fully aware of it. Now, why should you trust me on this topic? Well, I'm pretty sensitive. I'm very sensitive to pay to win. Let's be realistic. I'm extremely sensitive to pay to win. Anybody who's around my channel long enough knows that I hate it. Especially when it's connected to predatory monetization. But even if it's not, I still really don't like it. And I have content out there that is pretty well watched on the topic. So if there's going to be pay to win stuff in a game that I am thinking about playing, you better believe I'll talk about it and I'll criticize it. So I will have a, what's the word I want here? I will have a very strict definition of pay to win, which is anything that gives you power or convenience in the game through real world money. This might not be your definition. That may not be what you see as pay to win. That's fine. What you'll know for sure, though, is that I won't leave any stone unturned on this topic. That anything that could possibly be construed as pay to win, I'm going to talk about. And so you'll be well informed from me because I am so sensitive to the topic. All right, so let's get into why this topic is coming up and what we know about it. But first, I'll give you a quick TLDR on it, which is there is not currently at launch any pay to win in Diablo 4 at all that I can find. Why do I say at launch and currently? Because it's Blizzard, and Blizzard does Blizzard things, and you just never know if something's going to change. But at least from everything we know now, there is no pay to win. Okay, so let's dive into why I can say that with confidence. And why this matters so much to people should be pretty obvious. Diablo Immortal exists, and it's incredibly pay to win. So people kind of assume that this is going to be as well. And there's other reasons too. Blizzard is a company that, by my standards, has actually a lot of pay to win in their games. You don't even have to think about games like Hearthstone, where it's pretty much a pay to win genre. Even World of Warcraft, where you can buy tokens with real money and then sell them on the auction house for gear in the game and loot and all kinds of different crafting materials, is pay to win as well by my standards. So Blizzard has a pretty strong history of a lot of pay to win in their games. So it's something that people who are aware of that and are sensitive to it have good reason to be concerned about. But here is why it's not, at least at launch, and probably not for season 1 as well, going to be any pay to win. So we're going to use this update here from Maxroll, which is covering the live stream that happened yesterday, and it's the one that talked about all this monetization stuff. Now, they talked about seasons. Those don't really matter for this conversation because there's not really anything directly in seasons that you would pay for, except for the battle pass, which is already a topic on here. So we can go ahead and just skip to the battle pass section. Now, what is a battle pass? Most of you are probably pretty familiar with this concept. If you ever played a game like Fortnite, they have a battle pass where you spend a certain amount of money and then you can use experience or some other currency that you get through playing the game to unlock cosmetics over time through playing the game, but you have to pay money initially to get those. And that's true here as well. The battle pass in Diablo 4 is going to have a free track and a premium track, which is pretty standard. Now, the free track does have, looks like, power and convenience in it. So there will be some in the battle pass, but it's not in the paid track. The premium stuff is purely cosmetic. There's also a blessing system that is power, but this is also connected to the free track. You need to unlock a currency type. I'm afraid the name off the top of my head. It's in here somewhere. There's a currency, Smoldering Ashes. There it is. You unlock Smoldering Ashes through playing, and then you can use those to get the blessings. So still free. Now, the big question that did come up, though, is that there's a premium track, right? But there's also like it's still premium, but it's even more premium, accelerated track, where you can get the first section of it, the 20 tier skip, for free. People are like, wait, the blessing system, that means I can get those faster, right? So that's like pay to win. And if that was true, I would absolutely agree. However, it's level locked, and as far as it's been explained from the D4 devs, it's level locked to the point to where that skip will not give you any additional time advantage on the blessings. There's some possibility that doesn't hold up. However, I'm pretty confident that they've tested this well enough to know that that skip isn't going to have any impact on that blessing system. That's really the only area that I could see any sort of pay to win creep in, and they hit it pretty hard on the dev stream that wouldn't be possible. And so we're going to take their word for that, because they were so direct about it. They weren't like, they weren't trying to hide anything, as far as I can tell, which has been pretty much the D4 devs from the start. That's been a much different experience from like Diablo Immortal, where it felt like they were trying to like sneak things past you. So nothing in here seems to be pay to win at all in any way, in any respect, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. The other thing to talk about that could be pay to win at some time in the future, or could have been a pay to win scenario, is the cash shop, right? Because there is a cash shop, and a lot of them do sell power or convenience. Even Path of Exile sells you stash tabs, which are high levels of convenience, and you could see as power because they make your grinding faster, your farming faster, and so you can get gear more quickly, you can get currency more quickly. However, that's not in here at all. There's nothing in the shop that will give you anything other than cosmetics. It is currently purely cosmetic. This is all great. So we have a launch here from Blizzard that the Diablo 4 developers have made very, very clear has 0 power or convenience being sold. And as long as they aren't blatantly lying to us, and they would have to be blatantly lying to us, like even worse than Diablo Immortal. If you remember, people are like, well, Diablo Immortal lied, and that's true, they did. They said that you could not get gear through real money. And then they just said, well, gems aren't gear. Okay, well, by no rational definition is that correct. But they made the mental gymnastics work for them. But I don't see any sort of mental gymnastics going on here, because they've been so open with all of the systems and all of the monetization that they would have to slip like a new item type through that we don't even know about, which I don't know how they do that, because these things have also been on multiple betas, including an endgame beta, where people got to see all the end game itemization. It would be like just pushing something through that no one knew anything about all of a sudden and putting it in the shop, when they're doing their very, very best to make it as clear as possible that there's nothing like that in the game, which would be an outrage, obviously. And I think it would make I think it would be a huge mistake. I don't see them doing this. Certainly nothing like that in the first at launch or in the first season. Hopefully not ever, but I can't guarantee that, because I don't know what they'll do in the future. And they're Blizzard, and they don't have a great track record. And so I just want to be fully clear that I'm not trying to tell you that Blizzard won't ever do that. I would never defend them in that way. I just want you to know what you're getting into at launch, and you're getting into what has to be a pay to win free environment, unless they blatantly lied to us in a way that was so overt that it would be shocking, because they've tried so hard to clarify that it's not in the game and won't be in the game at launch. So that's all I have on the topic. That is all that could be pay to win, and all of it has been addressed. And so I think we can be pretty confident going forward into this launch that you won't see anything like that, which is just awesome, especially for someone who's as sensitive to it as I am. I'm really looking forward to playing this game and not having to worry about, man, is there some pay to win in here that's going to completely ruin this experience for me? It's not going to be there, and I can't wait to dive in. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this clarifies some things for folks who weren't sure and had some questions, and eases some concerns about that, so you know that you can go into this game and just enjoy it and not worry about them trying to say anything beyond cosmetics or the non-power battle pass. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again real soon.